Warning, this podcast is not suitable for people that get offended easily. What you are about to watch is weird, disgusting, and straight from the gutter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Scum City Records.
What's up, everyone? This is Scum City Spotlight. Today, the light is on Heavy as the Head. If y'all want to introduce yourselves and what you play.
I'm Kendall. I don't play anything. I just yell into a microphone.
I'm James. I play guitar.
Awesome. Before we get the whole interview started, I just want to shout out Loki's trading post. Get wet specimens, oddities, things with bones, different things. That'll be in the link in the description below. Buy some stuff. Let's get into it. First of all, what does the name Heavy in the Head originate? Heavy is the Head originate from? And how did you come up with it?
You
I'll
answer
answer
it because
it means a bunch of different things. To me, it means it's the first half of the saying, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown." That's where it originates from. It kind of, to me, it means that kind of the more stress and the more the weight of the world weighs down on you, the heavier your head gets. But keeping your head up is kind of what we all strive for and what we're all trying to do. But like Loki, where I got the name from, where I came up with it and brought it to the band, was the Zach Brown band song, "Heavy is the Head That Wears the Crown." That he did it with Chris Cornell.
Okay.
I love Zach Brown
why does it
band.
not surprise you?
I love Zach Brown band so much. But yeah, that's where the name came from.
A lot of your lyrics seem really heartfelt and like you have a lot of feeling behind what you're saying. Is there anything you want to express or say explain to us how you feel about some of your songs?
Talk about my
Obviously.
lyrics.
Yeah, I was gonna say, obviously that one's on you.
I guess I'll take that lyric question. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, so in previous bands that I've been in, I've written songs about like make believe stuff and all that stuff. But as I've gotten older, I don't know if I've just become lazier or I don't know,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I write about what's going on in my world, what's going on, not just in my small world, but in the world as a whole. That's kind of what I write about whenever it's time for me to lay lyrics down, whatever's going on. That's kind of what I write about. I just prefer now for me to write about real things and not like dragons and serial killers and stuff like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That shit's really, really cool too. Just for me, that's what I write about.
Out of everywhere that y'all have played, Richmond or outside of Richmond, do you have a favorite venue or favorite place that you like to play at?
No. Okay. That's actually a good one. As far as venues go, if we're talking about this band specifically and where we've played, I really enjoyed our Charlotte show, and that place we played was awesome. It was outdoors. It was real nice setup. There's a lot of cool shit in the area. Yeah, the Spokeasy. That's it. Yeah, it's basically it's a bar slash bike shop slash whatever. It was pretty cool. Show was great. Venue was cool. That's actually I really like the Bug Jar in Rochester too. That probably would be a very close second.
Those were also my same exact ones. Locally in Richmond, the Bike Shop
Yeah.
That's a good
is
one.
our hometown venue. If you haven't gone to a show at the Bike Shop, go to a show at the Bike Shop. If you haven't booked a show at a Bike Shop, book shows at the Bike Shop. The place is sick.
Speaking on favorites, do you have any favorite bands to play with? Anybody that you really enjoy being on the bill with?
No, I'm just joking.
Well, you already have the mic. You might as well take it next.
I don't know. So we've done two like weekend runs. One with a band called Pure Bliss from Syracuse, and one with a band called Strike Face from South Carolina. Those are our homies. Those are dudes that we love playing with. Are you really? Yeah. So that band is really, really great. It's actually the singer used to sing in a band called Meth Mouth.
I think I talked to him.
Brandon, you would know he's about as tall as he is
Another
wide.
round, I think
Like
that's-
he's like just a tough dude.
Yeah.
But I don't know what our favorite local band. I don't know. We've played with like
Yeah, that's
a ton.
yeah.
It's hard to pick one local band that we love playing with. I think my favorite local band that we've played with is Terracell. I just think that band is incredible.
Yeah.
How about you? You talk.
All right. Yeah, I'll take this. Okay, so as far as bands period that we've played with, yeah, as he mentioned, yeah, Strike Face and Pure Bliss, yeah, both are great. I actually really enjoyed Shanked also. That band was tight.
Oh yeah.
We played with them in Charlotte. As far as local bands, yeah, again, that's a tough one. He mentioned Terracell. I think they're great too. My friends in Dark Waters, always love playing shows with them. They sound nothing like us, but who cares? And yeah, I mean, really, there's a lot of great bands in this town. There's a ton of them. So it's really, really tough to, kind of narrow that one down. But yeah, Dark Waters probably for me.
How long has Heavy as the Head been together?
A little over a year, right?
Well, it's been more than that.
Yeah, I mean,
because I started, yeah, because y'all had already had 2 songs written when I joined, and I joined in April of 21.
Yeah, so it's been a year and a half, yeah, around there.
Do you play any other instruments outside of what you play in the band?
Nope.
Okay, yeah. Like I actually currently play bass in another band, and I've played drums in bands in the past too. I'm currently in 5 bands. And one of them I still play bass for. So yeah, I currently play more than just instrumental.
What are the other 5 bands or the other 4 bands? What other
Sure.
bands are you in?
I'll answer that. Yeah, Kendall, you answer that one for me.
I don't know if I could.
All right, so aside from Heavy as the Head, the bands I still play guitar for. I play guitar for a pop punk band called Dead Format. I also play guitar for kind of like a shoegazy '90s alt rock band called Glossing. And even though we've been inactive for a while, we're still together. I play guitar for kind of like a '90s influenced screamo band called Eliza Battle. And I play bass for an indie band. We're real '90s alt influence. Like we really like Superchunk. We really like Sonic Youth. A band called Rough Age. So they're all different.
All of Jimmy's bands are.
Roll call.
All right, so who draws
So-
first?
Either one of you can draw first. So the concept of this game, this is called Card of the Cast. They both have a skip card. We have a little pile of cards right here. Basically, they draw what's on the card, and they do what's on the card. And if they don't want to do it, put your skip card and draw another card.
Can we only use our skip card once?
Just one time.
All right.
Whoever wants to draw a card, y'all can pick.
All right. I don't care. I'll go first. Okay. Eat a dog treat.
Well,
Would you like to do it? Or
I'll do it. I don't care.
You're gonna do it?
I'm sure there's worse things. I'm sure there's worse things.
That's gonna be the easy one too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm going to save my skip card for something that probably is worse than that. I've probably eaten worse things than dog treats.
What is the process like kitchen?
Skip.
all right. There's flavors.
We got different flavors.
There is beef,
Okay.
chicken, liver, or lamb.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy any of them. So
Random. You want to?
surprise me. Like
Let's hope you don't get the
That's a bad idea, bro.
I'm pretty sure
liver.
there's
You don't
worse
have to eat
things.
all of it. You can just.
I'm pretty sure there's worse things to use my skip
Oh,
card
you got
for.
the beef one. That's
Oh,
not
this is a
too
beef
bad.
one? Okay. All right, so you're saying so kind of like so eat it close to my mouth and then I mean, this is not delicious, but I've eaten worse.
You don't have to eat the whole thing. You're the first person that's drawn that card.
This is only our second
Oh my
podcast.
God.
I'm sure there's worse things to do.
All right.
Wait, do we both have to pick? I'll pick the next card.
Yeah, you pick the next one.
Like right now?
Not right now.
Okay.
What did y'all think of our writer Dick Stacks and his review on your new EP?
Yeah, you take it right now.
I thought it was great.
Water?
Actually, water is awesome.
I mean, it.
Oh,
They
wow.
said nice things about it, so yeah, of course,
Yeah.
obviously, that's
It's
great.
the aftertaste I get.
They have really, really good taste in music. Since they gave us a good review, I don't know. I think that kind of stuff's important. It's giving the bands feedback. One, it's letting other people know about bands with stuff like that. Any promotion like that is great for anybody, and it's somewhat well written.
Do you have any thoughts?
Actually,
Joking right now, so.
I mean, I really don't have much to add to that because I read it and was very flattered by the kind words. Yeah, because it was great. It was a great review. I mean, and I do like the fact that like in that review, each song is broken down, and yeah, I thought it was overall, yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah.
Do y'all have any exciting shows coming up? Any bills that you're excited to be on? Anything that you want the general public to know?
I'm just gonna say no to all these questions. Yeah, so I don't know when this comes out, but February 3rd, we're playing at the bike shop with Crucial Rip. Some friends of ours from up in Connecticut, Slugs, and Orb Weaver, and then the 16th through the 19th, we're going on tour. So we're playing South Carolina. We're playing at the Purple Buffalo in South Carolina on the 16th, right?
Yeah.
17th, we played Rain Dogs in Jacksonville. The 18th, we play the Catacombs in Atlanta. And then the 19th, we play the Monstercade in Winston-Salem. And then we come home. That's cool. Well, so our show February 3rd went over really, really well. Thanks to everyone that came out. It was crazy, that big fight that happened at the end. That was wild. But no.
Yeah, that one where I fought Kendall. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was a
Me and
good
Jimmy
fight.
got in a Jello wrestling match. Yeah.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. And then and then in it's April, right? That we play Chug-a-Lug.
Yeah.
In April, we play in Chug-a-Lug at the Chug-a-Lug House. With who's on that show? It's Bend the Knee.
Yeah, that show is that show is Bend the Knee, The Get Off. Yeah, Bend the Knee, The Get Off. And some bands from DC / Northern Virginia, Pain Directive and Hopeless Otis. I think it's from Philly. I could be wrong about that, but it's a few out of town bands. And yeah, actually, I'm pretty stoked about that show. Two of my bands actually share a practice space with The Get Off. They're tight.
Yeah, and Chug-a-Lug forever.
Yeah.
Tell us about No More Time and any inspirations that led you to writing and creating this EP.
Talk about it.
Well, I mean,
Musically, you talk about it, and then I'll talk about it.
fair. Okay, well, musically, really inspiration wise, let's see here. The stuff, yeah, because Nick and I both split the writing. The stuff that I wrote personally, like the old, I mean, like I kind of wanted to, kind of like expand our sound a touch because, I don't know if you've heard both EPs, but No More Time. Okay, No More Time. There's things you hear in No More Time that are different than what you hear on High Pressure. So I kind of just wanted to expand our sound a little bit, throw in a few more, elements of like, things that are a bit more spazzy, things like that, and not be so breakdown heavy. Although we still kept that, obviously. So yeah, my influences, inspirations were just like bands of that ilk that kind of like do like spazzier type of stuff, and I wanted to throw some more of that in, and that goes beyond the EPs also because we have another new song we've been working on that hasn't been recorded yet. My main inspiration for that, I'm not gonna lie, was 18 Visions, but
Okay.
yeah.
Lyrically with No More Time, it's kind of the same thing. It's just what was going on around me. What songs are on No More Time? It's Bury the
Broken
Lead.
Body, Beaten Man.
Yeah, it's
Into Chapters.
Oh, that's Chapters. That's right. I couldn't remember the fourth one. Chapters is about we've all kind of dealt with in this band. We've had friends and family members that have committed suicide, and that's what that song is about. Kind of talking about how your story's not over, and it just to never give hope, and that's never give up hope, and that's what we try and give out. But bury the lead's about something that we'll not talk about. And then no more time is it's kind of I'm really frustrated with the way things are right now. I've got elementary school kids. I've got 3 kids that are in elementary school right now, or actually my oldest son's in middle school. My bad, never mind. But anyway, my wife is a middle school or an elementary school teacher. Jesus Christ.
You're not good.
It all jumbles up.
Yeah,
When you,
and there's just all this stuff about shootings and stuff like that with kids, man. It's kids, and just here recently, an elementary school kid brought a gun to school and shot his fucking teacher, man. And listen, I'm not getting on a high horse about like everyone take their guns and throw them into the sea and all that bullshit. I'm not saying that by any means. We have members in our band that have guns and that enjoy guns. That's not what it's about. It's and I don't know what the answer is, but the people that should be figuring out these answers that we've put our trust in as elected officials, instead of just here this week, instead of talking about these problems, they're debating on whether Ticketmaster was fucking fair with Taylor Swift tickets. When I'm nervous every single fucking day that my wife and kids go to school, and that should be the least of my worries or their worries. But that's what No More Time's about. That's what encompasses that whole. That's why I wanted that to be the name of that album. And just there's time's running out, and I don't know the answer to it. I'm doing what I can personally in my bubble to try and prevent that from happening again. But I don't know what the answer is. That's not the answer to the question that you asked. I don't think. But
hey man, see what you say. Kind of speaking on that topic, me and Cordova have seen y'all at a couple shows now. One was Black Iris, where you played at the Scum City show. Here recently, we came to Garden Grove, and we weren't there for the whole show, unfortunately, because we had some things we had to take care of beforehand. But we caught y'all set, and at both shows, I've noticed you give kind of like a speech, beforehand, before a song.
a beautiful speech.
A damn good one, and it's really cool, man. And it's cool that you have those thoughts and those
Want hopes for the world.
yeah. It's really cool.
See, he's obviously the one saying it. I back it fully. Again, Kendall's the one that's actually saying it all because I'm just there with the guitar waiting for him to talk. But I support everything. I support all of it.
Fucking we're talking about pure bliss. Fucking Brandon he fucked with me the other day about saying, "Why don't you just go preach about it?" It is. It's not a joke, but I mean, that's the only. Listen, man, I am not dumb. I'm a very privileged individual, with my whole life, and not that I haven't had struggles, but the struggles I've overcome, and the fact that I have a huge amount of privileges, and it would be a disservice for me not to use that privilege of me being in a room with a microphone in front of my hand or in front of my face, in front of some semi-attentive crowd, and not say something about something. So that's kind of what that all comes down to. I'm not trying to be holier than anybody else. I'm not trying to be anything like that, which is actually what our next song is about, lyrically. But like, it's to me, it would be unfair for everything else for me not to speak on what's going on
You
in the
speak
world
the
today.
truth, man. Great.
Yeah, between you and Matt, actually. Shout out contact.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to our friends in Contact because
Yeah.
he's Matt's the same way. Their singer is, they're very, I don't know, is it politically? It's all right. So
I wouldn't say politically.
Let's go
it's more,
back.
It's more socially conscious. than
correct.
politically,
So I
but-
think there's been a lot of people want to say that the things that I talk about on stage and Contact are politically driven, and it's not politically driven by any means. There are different political ideologies inside Heavy as the Head, which is awesome. That's what makes this thing that we call a world go around is our differences. Everything that I say on stage about whatever, and Matt's the same way from Contact, is they're human rights issues, and the problem with the world today is that their human rights issues have been politicized. Listen, like taxes and infrastructure and roads and what the fuck ever. Yes, those are political issues. Whether someone falls in love with another person and they're not allowed to show that love in public, that's a fucking human rights issue. It's not a political issue, but it's been like, well, oh, he's a liberal if he thinks that gay people are okay. And you're like, no, that's not what that means at all. I just think that people should love whoever they want to be. People should dress however they want to dress. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. All right.
Good shit.
Heck yeah.
Do y'all have any crazy concert stories? Maybe preferably one you have played that is very memorable to you. Something wild that happened at a show.
Other than that wrestling match on
On
that happened at
February
February 3rd at the bike shop.
I don't have any.
Well, as far as this band goes, not really, because luckily all of our shows, regardless of how well or poorly they've been attended, have been pretty cool. But otherwise, looking back at shows in general, because I've probably played more shows than I can count at this point. There was a show. I'm not going to say who it was or where it was, but there was a fight that broke out during this band's set. And, they stopped the set and everything and, for it. But after the set, their singer went out and fought the dude for fighting during their set.
Oh.
Yeah, so I remember that one because, he literally went outside. It's like, you fucked up our set. You fought during our set, and then he fought that dude.
Oh my god.
Awesome. We're gonna pause real quick for just a commercial break, and we'll be back just in a second.
You're watching Scum City Spotlight.
Hello, everyone. We're back. What's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Well, I'm not really sure what free time is. My favorite thing to do in my free, actually, yeah, that was gonna be my answer because that's basically all I really do in my life is I work, and then if I'm not working, I'm either playing music somewhere, whether it's a show or practice, or hanging out with either friends or my girlfriend. That's all I really do. Because and that takes all my time. Because I mean, other than that, I try to sleep somewhere in there, but really, there's not much free time. So yeah, my free time is that, and I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. It's great. I love my life, but that's all I do.
Like I said, I have 3 kids, so there's also not a lot of free time. But hiking, me and my kids go hiking all the time. My wife go hiking all the time. Yeah, dude, I'm a great dad. Like I'm a stand-up dad, just fucking.
I believe it. I used to go. I used to live in
Yeah.
And my mom's backyard was
Yeah.
like, I remember one time I hiked 4 hours. I remember one time I hiked like 4 hours back into the woods, got myself lost. But I was like 18. My mom was at work, and I was like, I need to figure out how to get home. Luckily I had my dog with me because he actually probably hungry or something. So I actually vibe with the hiking thing.
Speaking of hiking, have you ever been to Blue Hole up in Harrisonburg?
Great question.
Is it
Ask about my Blue
Blue Hole?
No, I haven't
No.
been there.
Okay.
Blue, there's something wrong. You might want to get that checked out.
It's there's like this spot. I guess it's like a maybe like a park type of thing, and we've been there a couple times, me and Cordova, and so there's two paths. One path is like a scenic view with a bunch of waterfalls, different things. Another one is about the same, but once you get to a certain spot, it's like a swimming hole,
Oh, sick.
and there's like 5 foot, 10 foot, 15, roughly, measuring. And you kind of jump into it, jump in the water, but not touch the bottom. Yeah, man, you definitely should if you're into hiking as a
I
fit.
brought my dog there
Very beautiful. Would y'all have a message to your fans? Anybody watching that you'd like to say anything to?
Stop showing up at my house. I mean, it's just gotten. I'm looking at you. It's gotten weird. They're picketing outside my house, showing up to my kids' school. No, I don't know. Thanks for listening to us. Come to a show. Yeah, stay in school or not. I don't care.
I mean, well, really, there's not much I can add to that. I mean, thanks for any type of support. Yeah, but no, seriously though, thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for whatever. It's. I mean, thank you if you've ever bought merch, cool. If you've ever booked us, cool. If you've ever come to a show, cool. And yeah, really, not much else to add to what Kendall already said.
Next question would be, what would be your top 3 favorite bands? Not of right now, of all time.
Is that good for audio? Me taking a giant huff into a fucking microphone. Count Me Out, Gorilla Biscuits, and Ruiner.
I don't know if I can be cooler than that. Although, like, I like all 3 of those bands, especially Count Me Out. Like, Count Me Out's Permanent is actually my favorite hardcore album of all time. And I actually really do like Ruiner. And Gorilla Biscuits, of course. Yeah. But my answers, this is actually a really tough question because there's a lot of great bands that have existed over time. So, honestly, like, I'll probably say one of them would be Jawbox, and a lot of that is for personal reasons because my first show ever was a Jawbox show. So, that kind of was the first. That was the first time I've ever seen like any band set up their own gear, sell their own merch, and that's what got me thinking I can do that, and I want to do that. And since then, I've done that. Let's see. Aside from that, oh man, my answer will probably change by the time I hand the mic back to you. But I will keep Jawbox as an answer. Other than that, let's see here. Boy. Yeah. Let's see here. My favorite album of all.
Shit's like all over the place. Too.
Yeah, because
You
I
gotta understand,
mean, my favorite album of all time is Clarity by Jimmy Eat World, but I wouldn't say that I can't. I don't know if I can say they're one of my favorite bands, even though for Punks for Presents last year I played in a Jimmy Eat World cover band. Let's see. So you know what? Just to save time, I will say that's another one, and then I also really like. Let's see. I really like a lot of stuff, but probably like something like as far as I'm trying to go with the inspirational route, probably either I'll split it between either Converge or Fugazi. So I don't know if those answers are cooler than Kendall's, but sticking with them.
What are y'all's thoughts on moshing compared to crowd killing?
I've never seen anybody mosh as hard as Jimmy or James has moshed. James is a pit boss if I've ever seen one. No, that's not true.
My days are that.
All right, so
Talk to me when I was 18.
So me and James kind of came up in somewhat of the same era. He's a little bit older than I am, but not by much. And like we grew up in the golden age of like crews going to hardcore shows, and like you would always be nervous going to a show. You're like, am I gonna get a black eye by some guy that I don't know? Which made it so much fun to me. Like, and it's so weird to explain to people that aren't like in the hardcore community or in the punk community, whatever, which is all the same thing. Like the nervousness of going to a show and being like afraid for your physical safety. But like it was also like the best thing ever. Um, but um, moshing versus crowd killing, I don't see the difference. One,
Because if you see your friends in the mosh pit, you're like,
you're gonna hit somebody, but also there's a certain like you see it more with in like the hardcore scene than any other scene, obviously, but like it's a form of gatekeeping where like if you people that are still in the hardcore scene after 10 or 15 years, they deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid and you're going to your first couple hardcore shows and you're like in the pit, whatever you call it, I feel like such a douchebag saying that. Like Kid Rock, whatever. Like you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get your ass beat, and like we can like they were like I can't remember how many shows I've gone to where like you're like head walking on people and like I love that stuff so much, but like but those kids that kept coming back and kept coming back, which I was one of those kids where like I kept getting hit in the head, hitting the head, hitting the head, hitting the head, but then like you're like, nah, dude, this is what I want to do. So like,
have a black eye from right now. My name is
so like when kids come in and now like the whole thing, from what I understand now, is like they're trying to like stop like the whole like crowd killing and the moshing and all that kind of shit. No, fuck that, man. If you can't fucking handle it, you shouldn't be at a hardcore show, man. Don't fucking come, man. Well, yeah, and but like, I mean, I keep speaking for James, but like, I mean, it didn't matter at Alley Cats when DTN played or somebody like that would play. Like, it didn't matter whether you were like in the pit or like standing outside. People were like, yeah, like I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like,
but
yeah,
to me, I love it.
I'll say yeah, because like one of my old bands, our last show was at Twisters when I was around, and our last show was with 25 to Life and One King Down, and that during 25 to Life set, there were kids on the top row of the bleachers that were getting kicked somehow, and that's awesome. And then that same band played a show in Gloucester where a kid got a row of teeth knocked out. And yeah, back in the day, there used to be shows. Okay,
I played twice in Gloucester.
Yeah.
And there was
yeah, back in the day, it was like an outdoor stage, Gloucester Beach. They had shows there all the time, and one of my old bands, we played a bunch of shows there, and during one of our shows, a kid got a row of teeth kicked out, and I ended up meeting that kid about a year later. It's like, yeah, I got my teeth kicked out while y'all were playing. That was awesome. It's like, yeah, but as far as that goes, yeah, because back in the day they had shows down there all the time. That's how I met Scarlet and all those dudes, and how and Prayer for Cleansing and all those bands. But yeah, it's like it's the going back to the original question with Kendall, if you enjoy it, if your thing is crowd killing, if your thing is head walking, if your thing is even push like a push pit, I don't give a fuck. Just enjoy yourself.
Yup. The show that I have a black eye on this eye. I actually got knocked out and just fell on the floor. It was at
That was Dreadfest.
yeah, it was at another round. And they actually stopped the set and was like, "Oh, we just saw somebody just plank on the floor." Right. But yeah, I'm not mad at anybody. Like, I got headbutted, and I knew exactly who. I saw the person's face. I'm not mad. You can't get mad.
Yeah, see, these things happen.
Just vibing with the music. He or she. But like I said, he or she does not know what they're doing. Like, I saw the person headbutt me, and I knew who it was, and I was not mad at them. Like, you can't get mad at shows because like heavy shows because you can't.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
It is time to draw another card.
Okay, draw your card, but really quickly, I will say the only thing I have an issue with is when like, because every now and then you'll see it at like certain shows where someone will target somebody,
Yeah.
and I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
like,
I mean,
Yeah, like I'm not cool with like someone being intentionally targeted and then punched in the back of the head because they targeted that person. But aside from that, just have fun.
have fun, go nuts.
All right, let's see what this.
Fuck, man. Read it. It says to headbutt someone. I'm not gonna headbutt anybody. I'm a pacifist, man.
You skip card and draw another one.
I'll use my skip card. And I'm gonna fucking
That's the worst one.
eat a piece of dog shit.
Oh no.
Stroke your beard and Mac. Come on, Mac.
Make.
Who wrote these?
It was good.
I better.
I'm assuming it means make a thinking face at the camera. Well, that's a bold thing. What if you guys came in? What if someone came in here without a beard?
Then they'd have to stroke this.
That's offensive that you think that all these metal
I
dudes
have
are
a
like
beard.
big dudes with beards. There's not. Oh fuck.
I mean, we all have a beard.
Fuck. All right, so stroking my beard. I've never had a thinking face before because I've never thought about it.
You said that at the beginning.
I'm not gonna start, so you can't make me.
What are y'all's plans for the future? Do you have anything specific that you would like to announce or talk about now on the podcast?
My plan is to die young and make a pretty corpse.
Okay, as far as plans for this band, I think Kendall already said everything that we are allowed to announce. Because I mean, there's other shows that we haven't announced yet. But as far as everything that has been announced, yeah, like future plans are to just play these shows that we have coming up, write more, next
Die
EP,
young.
whatever, and die young.
There's a fest that we're playing this summer that sounds pretty ill booked. I'm not sure who's putting it together. I'm just joking. I know who's putting it together, and I'm sure it's gonna be a great time, and we're all gonna have fun at this show. They're making me say that. Save me. But yeah.
And we can't talk about it yet. But I did see the flyer, and that lineup is pretty sick.
He's not telling a lie. But yeah.
Yeah. Have y'all ever played any DIY events with Heavy as the head, or have y'all only played venue shows?
So we definitely play DIY. All of our scene is a DIY venue or show. Like that's
Everybody.
if
So
li-
essentially,
Right.
that's all we do.
right. Like if Live Nation's not putting it on, like it's DIY, my guy.
What
But
about the shows
we've
that
played a bunch of house shows, which are always fun.
Those are actually my
Um,
favorites.
yeah,
But,
like, There's something to be said about house shows. There's something to be said about club shows.
yeah, they're
but,
all different in their own way. And,
yeah.
and you can. So yeah, they're all different in their own way. You can find something to enjoy about all of them. Like I personally prefer like house shows, smaller venue shows, but like we've played like some larger shows too, and you find something about those you enjoy too. Although I do always prefer smaller stages. That's just me. But the DIY question, yeah, like pretty much all of our shows are DIY shows.
We talked about the bike shop earlier. That's a really great DIY venue of like, it's Chad owns a BMX shop and he lets us have shows in the back like storeroom area, and it's sick. It's you're on a pallet
It's
stage.
a good amount of space.
It's
Yeah.
so
Set up
much
so
fun.
well.
But yeah, that's my favorite DIY venue.
The bike shop is definitely a good spot. We've done a couple things there, not with Scum City, but with Jabba Dabba Doobie, which everybody knows what that is. And thank you.
That one person.
That one person
Thank
right
you.
there. You know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's more of an underground thing than what we're doing nowadays. I do want to take this moment to shout out Wasted Witch Clothing Company. Shirts, hoodies, whatever you see on the website, you should go ahead and get. They also
If
have
you're a guy, though.
Wasted Warlock for the men's line. Wasted Witch, Wasted Warlock, get your merch. Go ahead and get it. So now we're gonna get into more interesting questions. Maybe some things that aren't too much about the band, more about the funnies.
All right, let's do this.
What do you think aliens look like, and how do you think they would present themselves if they came to Earth?
Aliens don't exist. Fucking said it.
Really, I think aliens would probably look like our drummer Drew, and which means aliens have already presented themselves.
Oh my gosh, that was the most beautiful conversation about
Where do you think you would go first, whether it be Costco, Wawa, or Walmart, or any other options, if you were to get a text on your phone like Amber Alert, right? If you were to get a text right now.
So if we get an Amber Alert, we're going to Wawa? Is that what you're asking?
Where would you go if a zombie apocalypse were to break out, as we were talking right now?
So what he asked,
why
James,
doesn't
is
Oh, no, I
is
get the question.
zombies?
Wait, you haven't actually thought about this?
If zombies,
I actually think about this all the time.
if zombies kidnapped a child,
Apparently.
where would you go to find this child? Oh, so where are you going? You're going to Walmart. Are you fucking crazy? It's got guns. It's got camping shit. It's got bikes. It's got car stuff. A lot of them have cars. It's got groceries. It's got guns, which guns are gonna run out in the zombie apocalypse. It's got sporting goods stuff that you can like kill zombies with, and it's got clothes.
It's got everything.
Yeah, fucking or sheets.
Oh shit.
Okay, so Amber Alert. So if kids were involved, then I'm not sure, but let's just say I'm looking out for my.
Do you know? Do you know that Amber Alerts mean like?
Yeah, I just meant how it pops up on your phone.
You could just say like,
Yeah. So if you get a notification on your phone that the zombie apocalypse is happening, where would you go? Okay, so Walmart, and Kendall already explained why, because they've got pretty much everything I would need, like enough food to survive. If I needed to cook it, then I can go over to the sporting section and grab a camping stove. Yeah, like they got grills there, so I can cook. They're not necessarily clean, but they have bathrooms. Let's see, they've got.
They have cleaning stuff to clean the bathroom.
Yeah, but I'm not cleaning it. That's the last thing I'm thinking about during the zombie apocalypse,
I
is cleaning
set
Walmart's
up.
bathroom.
Walmart.
But let's see. But yeah, Walmart. Because Walmart is a cool place for whatever in that aspect. Because let's just say, I'll say this like real quick. One of my old bands did a tour, and we brought a couple people with us. Our singer and his girlfriend. She came with us, and they actually went inside because the reason we were there was because we ended up blowing a tire right outside of Scranton. And then we ended up, and it was later at night, so all the shops were closed. So we just had to spend the night in a Walmart parking lot because Walmart actually lets you do that. Yeah, like Walmart, like wherever, like Walmart does. Yeah, Walmart allow, as long as you're not in the way of customers, they will let you stay in their parking lot.
We actually camped behind
Oh, did
Walmart
they?
when we were home
Ah.
one time.
Well, but in most cases, Walmart will let you stay in their parking lot. And our singer went inside, bought a tent, slept outside in the tent, and then returned it the next day, and got a full refund because Walmart also will take back anything, So So are you aware of the Walmart scam of how you just either find a receipt and grab that item and take it to customer service and they'll give you money, or you can just or but yeah, I'm not saying I do this or do this currently. I have done it in the past, no lie. For example, find a receipt for a belt and you just go grab that belt, take it to customer service. I hope no one who works at Walmart is listening to this. But
this toddler belt didn't fit me.
yeah, it's this was the wrong color or something. But Walmart takes back anything, so Walmart is tight in my book as far as that goes. But
Nice.
Fuck the Waltons. But do you guys remember when Walmart used to have like the lobster tanks?
Yes,
Oh
dude.
my god!
It's the golden age of Walmart, dude.
The
And
Frenchies
like,
used to
oh, all right, we're not. This is not like a PETA thing.
have them.
They're fucking sea spiders.
But yeah,
no
no,
one gives
I'll,
a shit
I
about a
will eat
lobster.
the fuck out of them.
I'll eat lobster.
They're fresh too.
Other words. You don't have fresh lobsters in Kansas.
Would you rather have no neck, just a head and shoulders, or not like the shampoo? We're not sponsoring Head and Shoulders. Just would you rather have no neck or no chin?
Ooh.
As someone with multiple chins, I would like to say, if we can, we just do like one chin instead of multiple chins? Is that an option? No chin at all? All right. Well, if you have no neck, what's that dude that like the 90-Day Fiance dude that was like no neck?
Or
That fits. That's what I feel like I would look like. That poor dude.
A thumb person almost like
See, it all depends on your definition of no neck, because like like some people consider like someone who has like the biggest like a huge neck that's like the size like that's like the same size as their head. They'll
Some
consider,
person.
like so they'll consider that no neck either. And if that's the case, then I would rather have no neck. Like like for example, like Corpse Grinder. Like some people will say either he has no neck or he has like 6 necks, depending on how you look at it. But as far as necks go, necks are kind of important to support my head, because with no neck, I probably would not have much of a head. So I'll say what, chin. I mean I can't. No
Yeah, your
chin.
beard can cover up the fact that.
Right. Because my beard can grow out of like let's say this area. I mean, because like like if it comes from here and I let it grow enough, I can hide the fact that I don't have a chin.
With no neck. How I tied it back in.
Man, take this fucking mic back.
How heavy actually is the head?
It all depends on what you're going through, man.
I mean, I have kind of a large head, so it's probably pretty heavy.
You have a big head.
I do. I'll admit it. You've seen pictures of me and Macy. Like like my head is like 3 times the size of hers.
Would you rather cut off both of your big toes or both of your thumbs?
So, fun fact about me: I don't have any thumbs. My
I
thumbs,
see a
my
thumb.
thumb. I was in a terrible accident when I was a kid, and my thumb. I had a thumbectomy, and they amputated my big toes and sewed them on my hands. So these are actually toes and not thumbs.
Well, you just killed what I was about to say. Because I was about to say, because being that there's a camera right in front of us, they probably saw that you have thumbs. Yeah.
You guys gonna go see that band with that singer with no thumbs?
Yeah, like I think the cameras probably already like showed that you have thumbs. But fun fact, thumbs or a big toe. Well, big toe, like being that if I was missing big toes, it would of course throw off balance so I'd be walking really funny. But I rely on my thumbs a lot for other things, so I probably would rather have no big toes, because I mean like. There were shows that we've played where both Nick and I have actually either been like in like a walking boot, or Nick like kneeling on like with one knee on a scooter or something like that. So I think we could probably get by without the toes, but without the thumbs it would be kind of weird.
Yeah. So for the first year of our band, speaking of what
Whatever
Jimmy just said,
year.
for the first like, sorry.
Probably for the best.
Muted the mic.
Like Jimmy or you had like some foot stuff, and you were in like a boot, and then
I'll elaborate
sexually foot stuff. And then Nick like broke his ankle or some shit, and so like our first tour, Nick was on a fucking stroller cart thing, and he couldn't even put his foot down. It's been thank God we're all healthy now. Well,
Yeah.
I say healthy, but like we're like, at least we can all stand on 2 feet.
Yeah, because there was a period of time where like both Nick and I went through things where we couldn't stand or walk properly. Like I couldn't wear a regular shoe on my right foot for a while. Yeah, I did have a health issue where actually fun fact, I am missing a pinky toe on my right foot.
Really?
Yeah, it does not actually.
Sick.
It does not hinder walking or anything like that, as I found out. But and and actually my right shoe fits better than my left shoe now. Yeah, there was this period of time where both Nick and I, were like not properly like standing or walking. But yeah, that's the story of that because Nick broke his foot. That was that lasted for a while. And funny thing is like like it was around a time where like Nick was able to give up the scooter. Like I was in the hospital for my foot, for my toe thing, and Nick actually brought me his scooter. It was pretty tight.
I gotta ask, now that you mentioned it, what's up with that pinky toe? How'd you lose it?
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
A really good story.
Well, it's not really that good of a story. It's like I wish I had a good story for it, but I don't. It got infected. There's like I'm still not even sure what caused like why it got infected, but there was an infection, and actually what's fucked up is had I been seen earlier, they might have been able to do something. But I sat. It was like there was a lot of it was the same night as like a cop that got murdered and everything. So the hospital staff really was attentive to that. So I got to the hospital at 2:30 in the afternoon and didn't get seen till 8:30 the next morning. So I slept in the waiting room, and during that the infection spread. So had they been able to see me like let's say at 3:30 the previous day, they might have been able to save my toe. But being that it was like the next day and the infection had spread more, I lost my toe. But that's short story. There was an infection that caused me to have to lose it. Oftentimes I don't even realize it because again, it doesn't hinder my walking or anything. But it did for a few months because that's when I was wearing that weird boot that yeah, it was kind of ugly, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, I walked in circles for months before that happened.
Would you rather sacrifice your instrument or vocals count as an instrument? Or your bandmate?
My bandmates. You know how many people play guitar and bass in your band? Who gives a shit about these other dead weights in my band? There's only one me, baby. There's only one me. I'm just joking.
Man, I would. Yeah, I was about to say, like, if it came to sacrificing my instrument or sacrificing a bandmate, sorry, Kendall, you gotta go.
We're going to take this time to pause for another commercial break. I will see y'all directly after. Please leave your name, number, credit card information, account and routing number, and address below. Thank you, and we will get back to you soon. What's up, everybody? We're back. If Johnny Depp were to be at this table right now, would you have any words for him?
Dude, you kind of look like Johnny Depp.
You think so?
I mean, not in like a broke ass version, but in the nicest way possible. Nicest way possible.
I love it.
What would I say to Johnny Depp?
Yeah, what would you say to him?
Did she really poop in your bed?
I don't have a better question than that. I would probably just tell him that Pirates of the Caribbean 2 didn't need to happen.
Oh, what?
All of those movies are gold. He
I
doesn't know what
agree.
he's talking about.
Yeah. Leave now.
Podcast is over. We're done with this. If you were to enroll in Hogwarts, what do you think your what's the word? What do you think your house would be?
Slytherin all day, baby.
Okay, now y'all are really gonna make me want to leave, but I don't actually watch any of that, so I'm not
We
sure.
have all of them. Let's do it.
I'm not sure basically. So I don't know the difference between the houses or whatever. I know that's a thing. I don't know what the difference. I don't know what Ravenclaw. I don't know the difference between like Ravenclaw, Slytherin, or Hufflepuff or whatever. I mean, I've heard them all, but I don't know the difference because I can't name any of the other ones, so I don't know.
Let me explain them to you with flowers. Okay? Oh, no, like actual plant flowers. Gryffindor is like a rose. Hufflepuff is probably like a daisy. Slytherin is probably like a black rose or a dying rose. And Ravenclaw is probably like a blue flower, some blue flower, blue or green flower.
That actually makes it even tougher because I mean I've got my jacket on, but I do have a lot of flowers tattooed. And there's a story behind why I have flowers tattooed on me, but I do have a blue flower tattooed on me. I do have roses. I actually have a sunflower on my elbow, so that makes it even harder to choose a flower. Shit, but the black rose is kind of tight. That's the one. So all right, so my house would be Slytherin.
Water.
Other than water, you would probably so unexplored parts of the ocean. You would probably find some rocks. You might find some rocks. You might find like some, yeah, like you might find like some type of like something slimy or whatever. Yeah, or like you might see some fish down there. Yeah. There's probably some dirt there too. Yeah, it'll be mud at that point, yeah, because it's in the water. So you'll find some mud. You'll find like maybe you might even see a jellyfish, and if you're lucky, you might encounter a shark. Actually, that's probably not luck, but anyway.
So I got a question. So since you brought up ocean,
All right.
is water wet?
Water is not wet. Anything that water gets on is wet. No, if water
while it's in the water.
no, it's wet when the water touches it. While it's in the water, it is just
out of the water.
it's soaked in water. But if
You're just running the podcast.
but if say water splashes on it, then it becomes wet.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, just like when you spill water on. Let's say you're at a bar and you knock the water is not wet, but now the bar.
exactly. Yes.
Like speaking of bars and water.
great like analogy.
Actually, this is
Would-
because like when I used to work at Don't Look Back, when I worked at Don't Look Back, we actually had this conversation probably more than once. Just and this conversation would probably last longer than it should have. But
It always
it's
does.
already
Yeah.
lasted longer than
because
it should
right
have.
now it's lasted longer than it should have. But but water is it's like that is water wet question does come up more often than it should. And no, water is not wet. To go back to that point, water is not wet. Okay, so real question though is a hot dog a sandwich?
Obviously. Yes. So we're running this podcast now. Sorry, we've taken over your podcast.
I disagree. I don't think a hot dog is a
Get the
sandwich.
fuck out of here.
But on other words, would you rather eat another? Would you rather eat a dozen fire ants one time, or step in dog shit every day for a month?
My life is dog shit, so that's already no. Actually, my life is fucking awesome. I'm stepping in dog shit, baby.
Am I wearing shoes?
Ooh, could be or could not be.
Well, if I'm wearing shoes, dog shit all day. If I'm not wearing shoes,
I'm a dad, dude. That shit don't matter.
I'm not. Whereas I'm not, so I'm not sure if I want dog shit on my floor. So, but and especially if I step in it and then it smears into the carpet. But I'm still gonna go dog shit.
Cool. What is your starter Pokemon?
Charizard. Or
Charizard?
what's
Charizard
what's
or
the
Charmander?
Charmander? The fire one. The little fire dude.
Shit. As much as I've played Pokemon Go in my life, I really don't remember the difference between the Pokemon.
All right, so they're like flowers.
They're like
No, I'm
flowers.
Um, But no, I don't know. Like, I don't actually have a good answer for that.
We're running down to our last couple questions. What is your least favorite thing to look at?
James.
Oh, I was. What's funny is I was actually gonna say Kendall, but I really don't know. There's a lot of things out there that I don't want to see. So
We're down to our last question of the podcast. As always, what's in your pockets? Empty your pockets and show them to the camera.
Down to the lint.
What if it was a dildo?
well, if it was, then I guess you're gonna see it.
So I have a Lowe's receipt for the material for the job that I did today. Some chapstick because my lips be do getting chapped because it's the winter, and a knife because for physical protection. That's not true at all. It's for work, and that's all. Like I got cargo pockets on today, baby, because I got work pants on. My phone, Jesus Christ, Jimmy,
That's it.
and my wallet. That's it. Go ahead, Jimmy.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so
The Declaration of Independence.
okay, so all right, so currently today, I've got my wallet, a lighter because I love weed. Let's see, guitar picks because I play guitar, and I don't know why this was like I had like random papers and stuff in my jacket pocket. Yeah, that's it.
Look.
Actually, I've got. This is the paperwork. This is actually the paperwork that came with my Bass Pro Shops credit card.
Fuck yeah, dude. Jimmy also goes door to door and tells people about his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So he's got all those little like booklets that he hands to VCU kids.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Heavy is the Head from Richmond, Virginia. If you all have anything else you want to say, this is the time.
Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
I don't think I can top that, but thank y'all for having us.
Oh yeah.
Like that's my serious answer. Thank y'all for having us. This was fun.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Learn to